Give me examples of accusations that would move you to defend yourself publicly.
Objection 4.
I'm not sure.
Anything.
Well, I mean, you said being accused of a pedophile wouldn't.
Right.
Okay, what if you were accused of being a murderer? Would that induce you to defend yourself?
Objection 4.
Nope.
Ah yes, the case of defense, the subject in which we are going to be touching on today's video, as many people have began to question the integrity and the stances of Monica Rial, Kara Edwards, Jamie Marchi, but subsequently enough, the minute they begin to challenge someone's intellectual stance in a productive manner, all of a sudden, they are blocked for simply having to either ask questions or stand on the opposite side. As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and want to be kept up to date with all things involving Vic Mignogna, Monica Rial, Ron Toye, and many of the news and updates involving the Vic Mignogna case, then be sure to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single upload. Be sure to go on ahead and slap a like down below by giving this video a big thumbs up if you guys do stand with Vic, as well as making sure to check out and subscribe to my main channel over at UnrealNetwork, to where there you guys will be able to find lots of anime and Dragon Ball content that you guys will not get to find on here. So be sure to subscribe over on that channel, in which you guys can find the link to UnrealNetwork located down in the description box below, and follow me at Twitter at UnrealNetwork to stay connected with me at all times. And if you have anything you would like to share or tag me in involving Vic Mignogna or any of the parties involved in this case, then be sure to go on ahead and follow me at Twitter. Now, before we kick things off, I do want to go on ahead and remind you guys that we are going to be doing some really dope discussions and theoretical videos on Marvel, Halloween, and many other comic book and horror related movies on the channel in the next couple of days, so make sure you guys tune back in for that. As from the beginning, I do want to go on ahead and point out one thing that is very hypocritical on Monica Rial's end, that being her statement having to be put out versus what she testified against. As you guys can see on screen, Monica Rial went on to state, and I quote, "They want their names out there and they want their names known. So we want the ability to put that information out there." But then again, that goes as far as to contradict her own tweet, as you guys can see on screen, as Monica went on to tweet, "Nope, the only thing we are protecting are the names of the other victims who wish to stay anonymous." So either A, Monica's attorney is doing a really poor job in trying to preserve this case for her, or B, Monica Rial is lying. It has to be one of the two, because she wants to go on ahead and protect the names of the other victims, but she also went as far as to state we want the ability to put that information out there. So notice how there's a hypocrisy here going on, as the fact that she goes as far as to state, no, we don't want to put any names out there. Meanwhile, in her case, she goes on ahead to agree in stating we want the ability to put that information out there. So again, hypocritical on Rial's end, and the fact that she's either lying or her attorneys are complete idiots. One of the two are bound to be the case. But on top of that, we also have the affidavit of Kara Edwards, in which we are going to be reading right now just to see what Kara had to say involving Vic Mignogna, as it goes on to state, and I quote, "I first met Victor Mignogna in 2008 at a convention called Animazement in North Carolina. The first time I met Mignogna, I honestly thought he was gay. We became friends, hung out at the convention, goofed off during panels, and even worked out at a hotel gym together. I was comfortable around him and let my guard down, because I never considered that he would be interested in having a romantic relationship with me. During the convention, I told Mignogna I was married. I realized on Sunday, the final day of the convention, that my initial impressions of Mignogna were incorrect. Mignogna and I were staying in the same hotel, in rooms next door to each other for the Animazement convention. Our rooms shared an internal door. On Sunday night, we walked back to our hotel rooms together after closing ceremonies and said goodbye. Mignogna proceeded to give me a hug that went on for a really long time that made me feel uncomfortable. This is when I realized that Mignogna wanted more from me than a friendship. I realized I made a mistake in being so friendly." Good God, a hug that proceeded to take a bit longer than expected. So because the guy hugged her for longer than how she expected it to be, all of a sudden she felt uncomfortable. All of a sudden he was a monster. All of a sudden he was a rapist. All of a sudden he was the absolute worst of the worst, because as you guys can see according to this affidavit, he hugged her for a really long time and made her feel uncomfortable. Keep in mind, guys, he hugged her for a quote really long time and made her feel uncomfortable, which is ludicrous, because even when you go as far as to challenge someone's intellectual stance, like Andrew did on Twitter, Andrew went on to post, and I quote, "Say as much as you like, People are mad because there are holes bigger than Yellowstone in your story. We've read the fillings and your story doesn't add up. I honestly don't blame them for believing you fabricated the story. Moments later, he replied, to be expected, I guess. I didn't even say anything mean or harassing. Oh well, life moves on, showing that Kara Edwards had blocked him for doing what? For doing what? For pointing out holes in her story. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can see, the minute you begin to question somebody, right? Let's say if you hear a story or someone tells you something and you find that to be a tad bit iffy, the minute you start questioning that, guess what? You're subject to get blocked. You're subjected to be labeled as a misogynist. You're subjected to be labeled as violent. You're subjected to be labeled as everything in the book. Why? Look at this individual. What did he do in this little tiny statement of his that indicated any sign of gaslighting or harassment or bullying? He simply said, as much as you like to say, people are mad because there are holes bigger than Yellowstone in your story and we've read the fillings and something just simply doesn't add up. So you can't blame people for thinking you made it up. And this ultimately could happen, as right now I'm about to show you guys a quick little clip from Nick Rekieta to prove exactly what I'm saying in terms of people lying just to make it up for some attention.
There are an awful lot of fans out there who are really desperate for attention, and they often like to talk about people to get it. If you don't think that a woman will say that Tom Cruise, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, Chris Evans, all these Chris's, that they had sex with them, if you don't think they will say that just to have a story, you're ludicrously stupid.
And it's true, you would be surprised as to how many people would come out just to get some attention in the public through the media, and it's happened before. But by the end, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with Kara? Do you guys disagree with Kara? And I want to know your thoughts and your stances as to where this case is going to go going forward. As again, I do want to thank you all so much for watching. If of course you guys are not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at UnrealNetwork. If you guys have anything to share with me, let me know on Twitter by tagging me. And again, if of course you guys are new to this channel and want objective truth and videos, be sure to go on ahead and smack that subscribe button, guys. Turn on all notifications, as well as checking out my main channel at UnrealNetwork. We are so close in getting to 600,000 subscribers, so I'm really hoping that we get there, hopefully by the middle of August, if not before. So if of course you guys have not checked out my primary channel, then be sure to head over there, subscribe to that channel, guys, turn on all notifications, especially if you guys do stand with Vic, because I do have a special video planned over there talking about the future of the Broly character for the English dub that correlates to Vic Mignogna's character. So again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button over there too. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. I'm going to leave you guys with some clips just so you guys can create a judgment of your own. So again, let me know what you all think in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Share this video out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Does it offend you if someone were to call you a pedophile?
Come on, you can do it.
Objection form.
You can answer.
Answer the question.
Does it offend me? Can you repeat your question?
If someone were to call you a pedophile, would it offend you?
It would offend me, yes.
Why?
Objection form.
Because it isn't true.
Okay. Should you lose your job if someone calls you a pedophile?
Objection form.
Is this lawyer just going to do that every time?
Evidence to it, then I absolutely believe it.
But what if there's no evidence? What if somebody just simply says, Ronald Toye is a pedophile? Should you lose your job because of that?
Objection form. Cause for speculation.
Could you repeat your question?
Not a proper objection, counsel. What if there's no evidence? Someone simply says Ronald Toye is a pedophile. In that case, it's a complicated question.
Right, it's a multi-question.
If someone says Ronald Toye is a pedophile and produces no evidence other than that allegation, should you lose your job?
Objection form.
The part of that question is if it's a random person who says it, there's no corroborated evidence, and evidence may be a testimony that's outside of a random stranger.
Oh my God, his mannerisms.
And a company investigates to their ability to look into the claim. Then if the employer deems it necessary, then sure, and it would be appropriate for an employer to fire that person.
Okay, I didn't mention a company though. I'm simply asking
You said a job, so usually a job is associated.
Oh, you're talking about your company that employs you.
Well, you had mentioned if a person,
Fair enough.
so I said, well, I'm answering the question you asked. if a company or a job fired a person, would that be okay? So I'm assuming when you say job,
Ronald
also
Toye is
make the
no
assumption
longer
that a
a
company
joke.
would be
It is now a
attached to the job.
descriptor.
So if I'm, and I want to put words in your mouth.
Sure.
So if your company investigates and fires you as a result of these allegations, that's fair?
Objection form.
Right. So if they did their investigation and they did this, and we're talking about me, or let's say hypothetical person, right?
No, we're talking about you.
Well, for me, if there was claims that were substantiated and other people had come through and the company investigated, there's no reason to doubt that company's integrity. That would be fair.
Okay. So the company should, no reason to doubt the company's integrity is what you're saying, that you presume that their investigation is totally fair.
Correct.
Okay, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I think it's fair for the
Okay.
company.
You said that if the evidence was corroborated, could you give me some examples of corroborating evidence
Sure.
that you think would be corroborating?
Multiple people saying the same story, same account of what happened.
Okay. So if two people call you a pedophile, should you lose your job?
Objection form.
If the company did the investigation and they deemed it ready for two people,
Oh
absolutely.
my God.
I can't.
All it takes
Is
is
this
two people.
man or
Objection
And,
form.
and a company
thing a real
investigation,
person?
and
Hold on.
you should lose your job.
Objection
A
form.
person who is accused of those things and two people say it to a company should have the right to make a determination if that's the type of person they want to employ. Yeah.
What
Or
if the
contract.
company's investigation isn't fair? Do you still think that you should lose your job?
Objection form.
The company's in a position to make a decision what's best for the company.
Okay, that's non-responsive. Objection, non-responsive. If the company's investigation is not fair, as you define the word fair,
Sure.
is it reasonable that you would then lose your job merely because two people accuse you of being a pedophile?
Objection form.
Yes, it's fair.
It's fair.
It's absolutely
Okay.
fair.
So whatever the company wants to do
Correct.
is okay with you.
As long as there's been an investigation to whatever matter.
Disagreement. Is disagreement harassment?
Depends.
Okay.
So he's
Let's say
saying
that
it
you say,
can
I think
be.
Donald Trump's wonderful, and I say, I disagree. Is that harassment?
Objection form.
If that's the only thing you say to me,
Yep.
no.
I say, I really disagree. Is that harassment?
Objection form.
No.
I say, only an idiot would vote for Donald Trump. Is that harassment?
Objection form.
And it's just you?
For now, it's just
Oh.
between us.
No.
Okay? Same set of facts, except we're doing it publicly on Twitter and thousands of people are reading the tweets. Is that harassment?
Objection form.
Could be.
Why?
Objection form.
Depends on what the people are saying underneath it.
Oh, I see. So, if I'm hearing you correctly, when I say only an idiot votes for Trump, it's harassment if somebody else then does what?
Hold on. Objection form. All right. Can you do that again? I don't follow the question.
Okay.
I don't care if you follow the question, you dummy.
Before I tell them not to answer, I'll maybe.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be doing this all day, so might as well get it out. If I heard you correctly, and again, I don't want to put words in your mouth. If I heard you correctly, you seem to say to me that whether or not the statement only an idiot would vote for Trump is harassment depends on what third parties do.
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Then please tell me how you think that statement could be harassment.
Objection form.
I'm not
That's a
sure.
question. Does that change your answer that it could be harassment?
Could
Nervous,
be,
smirk.
but I'm not sure.
Okay. Could be, couldn't be.
Just depends.
Depends on what?
I'm not sure. It's hypothetical.
Understand. But what does it depend on?
I'm not sure.